Thanks to Holafly for sponsoring this video. Okay, let me ask you a weird question. Have you ever wondered what the heart of your iPhone looks like? If you watch any of Apple's super sleek keynote videos, they make it seem like it's the A series chip that is the magic behind the iPhone. But these days, I'm not really sure that works for us because in the modern day of age, really the secret of the iPhone is this. It's this little plastic microchip that really is both the brains and the heart of the iPhone because it lets us do all the important things we'd want to do on our phone. It lets us make calls, send texts, connect to the internet. It is our lifeline to the outside world, or at least it used to be, because these days, goodbye. There's a better solution. It's called eSIM. These days, modern iPhones harness the power of eSIM technology. These are basically digital versions of that physical SIM card that have many more advantages and oftentimes can come with some big savings and discounts too that you cannot get with that physical chunk of plastic. That's why I'm teaming up with this video sponsor, Holafly, to show you just how amazing eSIM technology is and how it can save you big, I'm talking big bucks, on your next trip. And why eSIM technology might be the best hidden iPhone feature that you've really never heard about or really taken the time to explore for yourself. This is a really big deal. Let me show you why. Okay, and just to sort of geek out for a second, it's been crazy to see the evolution of SIM card technology over the last couple of decades, and I got some cool props to prove it. For example, here's like an OG iPhone 2G, the very first iPhone from launch in 2007. Apple packed so much incredible technology inside of this device, but they had to sacrifice a lot of space because of the nasty old SIM card. I mean, I don't have the actual physical SIM card that came with the phone, but I can show you the SIM tray, and just by the size of that SIM tray, you can see how big the SIM card was in this OG iPhone. In fact, here's a photo of it. It is a big honkin' SIM card. Obviously, if I can get this back in, there we go. Some things changed over the years, and here's like a little bit of a more modern iPhone, the iPhone 4 back from 2010. They were able to shrink SIM technology a lot over the last couple of years, and here's sort of a more modern looking SIM card, a lot smaller, but again, is still going to sacrifice some size inside of your device. And then these days, we've gotten nano SIMs and micro SIMs, and here's like a modern day SIM card. It's a small little bit of plastic that was great for its time, but these days, packs so much frustration and aggravation with it. So much so that while it has its advantages, there are tons and tons of disadvantages with this little bit of plastic that make you want to throw it in frustration and move on to something else. And luckily, that something else is here. But I've got to say, I think what is probably the biggest disadvantage to physical SIM cards these days has to do when you're traveling. Because picture this scenario. You're a little groggy, you wake up, you're on a red-eye flight, you just landed in an all-new country, you're excited to get your trip going, but you turn on your phone and then see this message. You are now roaming rates apply, and they get real expensive real fast. Trust me, I've been there. I've been hit with those roaming charges. They add up quickly, and even just for like a little bit of data, it can get crazy expensive, which means you're sort of stuck with three scenarios. You can pay the astronomical roaming charges and get horrible data and probably bad service and pay a ton of money for it. You can not use your phone at all, which really isn't an option. Or what you can do is you can try to find a local SIM card, but that can be frustrating. You never know if you're getting a good deal, if you're getting ripped off. There's gotta be a better way that takes advantage of this eSIM technology and gives you fast data and hopefully unlimited data for a low amount of money. And luckily, that's all here, and it's all made possible thanks to Holafly. And if you haven't heard of Holafly before, they're an amazing company on a mission to help you stay connected wherever you go in the world. Just type in where you need internet, like maybe France, for example, and then I can see my options. In this case, I can go on a 5-day trip and get unlimited data for just $20, which seems like an amazing, unbeatable deal. The cost savings alone are a really big deal, but what's even bigger than that is the hassle and stress factor. I don't have to worry about where to go to get a local SIM. I don't have to worry about if the coverage is gonna work or what the speeds are gonna be or how much I'm gonna pay per megabyte. Holafly is going to give you an amazing unlimited data connection for a flat rate. Let me show you actually how this process works. Again, I can jump onto the Holafly website. I can say where I'm going. I can purchase that plan. I'm then going to get an email with instructions on how to set it up, including a QR code. And then it's literally as simple as a couple of taps on my phone to get everything all set up. Let me show you actually just how easy it is. So to get started, I'm just gonna jump into the settings app on my iPhone. I'm gonna go down to cellular, and then I'm going to go to add eSIM. And the process from there is super simple. I'm gonna get two prompts. Basically, I can transfer from a nearby iPhone, but in this case, I wanna use a QR code to set it up. And then what I'm gonna do is actually scan the QR code in the Holafly email sent to me. There we go. And now I can activate the eSIM. I hit continue. I can already start to see sort of the second array of cellular bars show up in the upper right-hand corner. That's cool to see. And that's one of the things you'll see if you have dual eSIMs in your iPhone. And then there we go. Cellular setup is complete. I hit done, and then I've got a couple of other things here I can change. Obviously on top blurred out is my real phone number, and the secondary plan is going to be labeled as secondary, which is perfect in my case here. It's gonna ask me what my default line is for making calls and sending messages. I'm gonna make sure that's stuck with primary because I wanna make sure iMessage and all my phone calls and stuff are associated with my actual number. And also, speaking of iMessage, it's gonna ask me specifically for iMessage and FaceTime, what phone number do I wanna use? In my case here, especially since I'm traveling, I still wanna make sure I get all those iMessages and FaceTime calls. Gonna make sure primary is selected and just tap continue, and we're almost done. And one of the most important settings here to make sure you pay attention to is this page right here, because while we're traveling, we do not want to use our primary SIM's data plan because that's where those horrible roaming charges come in. We want to use our fast, unlimited data from Holafly. So we're gonna make sure secondary is set for cellular data and make sure that allow cellular data switching is turned off to make sure we're only using the data connection on that Holafly eSIM so we don't get any surprise bills or any surprise charges. Tap done, and that's it. It's all set up. Literally as simple as that, and it was like under 60 seconds to get it all set up. And then what I can do is turn this off until I'm actually ready to use it. So for now, I'll turn off this line so it's sort of there, ready to go. So when I go on my trip and my plane lands and I wanna start using that international data from Holafly, I flip the switch, turn it on, and I'm good to go. But it's all set up, it's all ready, and I've got some great peace of mind knowing that I won't be stressing or adding any additional aggravation or stress to my trip because my data is already taken care of. A couple of other cool things to know about Holafly is that they've got 24/7 support available in 5 languages. They've got coverage in more than 160 countries. And in addition to allowing you to buy an unlimited data plan in the country you're going to, you can also get a local number as well if you want that flexibility while you travel. So if you want to learn more about Holafly and check it out for yourself today and get started, hit the link right down below to learn more, and also use the coupon code AppleCircle to get 5% off your purchase, whether that's a data plan or if you're looking to top up a plan you've got right now. AppleCircle is a way to save 5% off your purchase, so definitely be sure to check that out down below. And again, link down below, code uses AppleCircle for 5% off your purchase. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. I'm Robert Rosenfeld from the AppleCircle, and I'll see you all in the next one.